10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3,
2,
1.
0.
Welcome one and all to the quarterfinals for Walker Tier Dash League Season 5. I'm everyone's favorite caster and commentator, Combo Move Notgollum. Here in the casting booth today, I will be solo casting and commentating as far as I'm aware for the rest of today, and I'm more than okay with that. I'm ready to get this match started. I'm ready, rearing to go. These last few matches of multiple different teams and all the different tiers, they've been super exciting to watch, so I'm really looking forward to this one. EMU versus NOC. EMU from the land down under, so far having 4 out of their 5 players ready to start the match. They have Shingeki, one of their captains, Spaced Out, Pixel Witch, and Wakanda. Meanwhile, over on NOC, also 4 out of 5 on the way. We have Gast, Flash, Ajax Water, BDN, and now Reality Forge joining us for today. Love to see it. Gast being one of the captains of NOC. Now, earlier on in the season, and this was a while ago at this point, it feels like many games and cycles ago, NOC and EMU did play already. They played on Abyss and Waterway, NOC winning both of those maps pretty handedly, all things considered. The Waterway did go for a very long time, but that was a 3-1 win for NOC. And a 100% versus a pre-checkpoint hold, also in favor of NOC, making it to the 100% mark with a decent amount of time left. That being said, all the teams in this game have been rapidly improving throughout the season. EMU is included in that category, of course, and I am very excited to see if they have improved enough to be able to take this match. Now, unlike the rest of the cycles in the mid-season, these maps are up for the teams to choose based on a subset of rules, guiding that choice, trying to make things as fair and even as possible, considering in theory these teams are decently equal, at least in the same tier, and have been put there because of their performance over the course of this season. Seems like the map we will be playing today for Payload first is Launchpad. Now I'm curious to see if NOC ended up choosing that map for them, considering how well they did on Abyss against EMU, as I think, I could be wrong here, I don't have it off the top of my head. No, never mind. I was going to say that I think NOC is top of their tier, but we have the playoffs rankings here for everyone and for all of their viewing pleasure. NOC is at the bottom here, so EMU does get first choice of map, and I am sure they do not want a repeat of that Abyss once again. I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to take this payload, as NOC did very well on that last payload match, seemed very together, and also has a very strong killers for their tier as well. It also seems like this first map is going to be on a Sydney server. EMU is going to have the ping advantage here. They want to get every advantage they possibly can in order to take this first map. We can also see in the bottom left, not quite sure who that is, but I do have the ability to give us a little bit of a view there. That is Shingeki in the bottom right. Good to see. Meanwhile, NOC has all 5 of their players in once again, and after this will be the domination, assumedly in the server favor of NOC. I'd be surprised if they wanted to stay on the Sydney server for that second map, as I believe they're a mostly or entirely US-based team. Does seem that way, since New York and North Carolina, Dallas, those are their favored server as well. EMU, of course, strongly in favor of Sydney here, and that will play a significant part here. EMU seems to think their best chance of winning here is going to be the payload. Based on the past performance of NOC, I'd have to agree with them there, but they really shouldn't discount their domination. We have to remember here that we're not playing for points for MMR anymore, we are just playing to win. So unless EMU is planning on trying to win the payload and then hopefully winning the domination at a little bit of a ping disadvantage, or more than a little bit of a ping disadvantage, I'd actually be worried for them there, because NOC did very well on that Abyss. Very, very well. And meanwhile, on the domination in their past match, of course, I'm all talking about the past match here, EMU held off for quite a long time. NOC won 3-1, but that was almost a full 25 minutes for that match. I give EMU decent chances here of taking the domination, but they are fighting an uphill battle, even on a Sydney server, I think at least, with this payload. But of course we won't know until we actually get into the match, and in the meantime both teams are hard at work with their discussion. Shingeki giving a bit of a pep talk to his teammates. Seems like Ajax Water also doing a little bit of pointing, gassed on the table here. These meeting rooms are something else. I really love them. Said, it looks like NOC has finished all of their talks. They've done everything they need to do. They've got their roles figured out, hopefully. EMU is still finishing up, and they do have that 15-minute timer before we are forced to start here, which I'm sure EMU is well aware of and is trying to make the most of that time in preparation here, although it seems like EMU might be ready at this point. Maybe we're about to get this match going. Give a little bit of a signal. Is this quarterfinals? Still waiting for the go-ahead. Maybe they didn't see my signal. Oh, maybe they're just waving hello. There we go. Quarterfinals for Walker Tier NOC versus EMU. Let's get it going.
Prepare to start.
Starting on the blue team is going to be EMU. Meanwhile, on defense, we'll be starting with NOC. Trying to hold EMU from getting to that 100% mark. Maybe even hold them from getting to that checkpoint mark, and since it is not the mid-season, this is the finals here, quarterfinals. NOC only has to make it as far as EMU does in equal to or less time. Even in overtime, if they technically take longer to make it to that same point, they still win here, and NOC is off to a strong start with BDN still retaining control of the house, although in the meantime, EMU has been pretty consistently moving this cart. We can see in the bottom left here on the cart cam, the cart is only just now getting stopped, despite the fact that NOC has a very strong presence in the house. They're not making strong use of it. It seems like EMU is either putting just enough pressure where BDN doesn't feel safe poking their head out, and Wakanda punishing them for doing so. It seems like NOC has mostly gotten wiped at this point, and now that Wakanda has a dash, it's going to move forward, cause a little bit of disruption, gets a good kill on gas, circles around, somebody behind him, gets taken out, and now the cart has consistently been moving. NOC had a Rocketeer Bughead trying to hit the cart and has been pretty good thus far on the disruption, but EMU has been very good about taking out those rockets here. Now Reality Forge circling back to the house, trying to stay close to the cart, keep watch on it lest their teammates push forward in front. and also is riding the cart at this point, although Ajax Water has gotten a very good rocket onto the cart. Where are their teammates? Ajax has gotten 2 kills, and the cart is flying down this hill. We are still at a relatively standard pace unless EMU picks it up, though. It seems like Ajax is starting to get into the flow of things just a little bit, and as long as they have teammates in front of them, they will not be taken out, especially when NOC has been able to get a second Rocketeer up as well. Now that's going to be twice as difficult, twice as many people that EMU is going to have to target down. It's less people disrupting, most likely, but still not an easy push for EMU, who's been held well past the standard 4-minute mark for the bottom of this hill here. Still plenty of time to make it to checkpoint if they get several good pushes in a row, but the further along you get here, the closer to that checkpoint, the more and more difficult it is to push consistently. The more focused on this objective you have to be, as EMU so far has been very focused, maybe even a little bit too focused, as Ajax gets their second double kill on the cart. Is now set up with health and is being pushed, currently about to get taken out by Shingeki, gets taken out by themselves. Still gets the kill on that Disruptor Wakanda, and now the rest of NOC is able to set up around that cart. Having that second Rocketeer turning out to be very helpful for EMU. Take a look at Pixel Witch here on the rollout through the house with the shocks. Are they going to be able to take out rockets, or are they going to focus on moving that cart as much as possible? See a little bit of the nerves here, the shaky hands. Gets taken out by Ajax, but living on the cart as long as they did, left just enough time for Shingeki to take out those rockets, and now it's a shield versus shield fight on the cart. Ajax Water breaking up that fight that would have probably taken forever at the rate it was going. Neither player able to quite get those headshots consistently. Ajax, although, has been very consistent with these rockets, which is exactly what you want a Rocketeer to be. You don't necessarily have to be the fastest. You don't necessarily have to have like the coolest arcs or anything like that. As long as you're consistent, then you're being a good Rocketeer. And we can see the importance of that consistency here when Ajax Water is set up on the rockets, as EMU has had a fairly difficult time getting through the rest of those NOC players on the way to taking out the Rocketeer. They've been able to do so a few times. Players like Wakanda especially have been able to do so very well. BDN also on the warpath, grabs the health, watches the main rail, is not going to let EMU ride those rails for free, gets a good kill on Wakanda. That's a very important kill too, as I think that's EMU's main disruptor taken out. We are at 1 minute and 40 seconds left. There's still decent time, although really not good time left for EMU to try and desperately make it to this checkpoint, but it's just that. Very likely going to be desperate, as NOC is fully set up around this objective. They are very focused on the task at hand, and Bughead showing us that Ajax is not the only Rocketeer on NOC. Bughead getting some nice rockets here, and now a little bit of a fight on cart between BDN and one other player there. Gets broken up by BDN. Bughead not necessary for that kill. Is set up in the back lines. Reality Forge going for a flank, but gassed. Saw that coming from a mile away and is now in fights with Spaced Out. Takes them out, grabs the health, is ready to start pushing forward and disrupting EMU's group ups, which thus far have left a little bit to be desired. They have been pushing forward as a team fairly well, but the group ups have been just a little bit too slow, and they've not been able to take out all these NOC players effectively. You can see so many EMU players were together, but they all jumped right on the cart, and so NOC only had one place to look, and they only needed one player on the cart at a time in order to actually stop it. Some of these EMU players actually getting in each other's way. I like this positioning by Reality Forge with the shocks and the shotgun behind the cart. Gets taken out, but a little bit of movement. We are at only 15 seconds left. However, for NOC to make it a complete pre-checkpoint hold, it is not looking good for EMU. They are starting to move, but a good double kill by Bughead might finish this off. No chance for EMU to make it through this checkpoint. This is going to be a very difficult hold for EMU, and this is what I was worried about for them. Even on the server advantage, NOC plays together very well. all these different players on NOC have each other's back. We have some very good killers too, like BDN and Bughead, not to discount the abilities of everyone else on their team, but obviously BDN is top killing and top scoring on the map as of now. Wakanda doing very well in the disruption. Perhaps this is actually EMU's chance. Maybe their defense is better than their offense, and they are actually going to hold NOC pre-checkpoint as well. But NOC does not have far to travel. 34% is not very far distance, and EMU players are already dropping like flies. Reality Forge taken out, Pixel Witch taken out, and now Bughead gets a kill on Wakanda as well. There's practically no presence by EMU around this house area, so NOC only has to look forward, and that is exactly what Bughead is doing, fighting in the shield. Calls out that Pixel Witch is in there, I assume. So whichever NOC player was on the cart repositions. Although it looks like EMU has gotten control of that house once again, has rockets set up somewhere in there. Bughead getting some good kills, but there is not some very consistent cart movement on the part of NOC. We are only in the very beginning, although considering how much NOC is dominating, you would expect a little bit more cart movement at this point. And now NOC triple stacking briefly is trying to make up for that, as I think they're starting to notice that deficiency. They are way outkilling EMU, but EMU is so focused on this objective here, and NOC is seemingly very scared to actually stand on the cart. They're only triple stacking when they get a complete wipe. And triple stacking is well and good, but you need consistency with this cart movement. If every time an EMU player so much as pops their face out, you hop off the cart, then that is not going to end up being good movement, as they have 34 seconds left at the top of the hill. This triple stack will allow them to get down at the bottom of the hill with time remaining, as they are still managing to do better than EMU was at this point in the map. But if EMU can get their defense together, there's still a chance. Pixel Witch moving down the main rail, grabs a shield. I wonder if that was accidental. Gets in a fight with Ajax Water, takes them out, gets flanked. He's trying to protect the Rocketeer there. And is now in a split decision of what to do next. Takes out Bughead. Now needs to start standing on cart. It's well and good that Pixel Witch is protected by that shield, but if they don't move forward and stop that cart, which really is what the shield is good for on this map, in my opinion at least, they'll eventually get taken out, and the cart movement will not greatly be slowed. NOC continuing to dominate and continuing to lose time on the cart, as EMU's disruptive techniques are working out well for them thus far. Although, that being said, there's not a whole lot of places that EMU, or that NOC rather, can look at this point except at the cart, and I think that is going to greatly benefit them, as the cart has been held for now. But NOC is gearing up for a group. Bughead trying to take out the flanking Wakanda, does so. Takes out Pixel Witch as well. Tries to get a kill in the flank alley, hoping their teammate could take out Reality Forge, which is not going to be the case. Good double kill on the cart. Reality Forge taken out, but Shingeki has been doing very well with the shields on the cart. NOC has 3 minutes left, more than enough time to make it to the point that EMU did, if they play well. But so far, EMU players like Reality Forge and Wakanda are popping off. Some movement on the cart there, but Shingeki doing a good job of stacking. Wakanda trying to pull attention away as much as possible. BDN hops on, and Rockets get the kill. Reality Forge desperately trying to survive and delay. Gets a good double kill, a surprise kill through the shield. Reality Forge is low on health. Are they going to even have the time to grab the health here as Ajax Water makes their way to the cart? Good kill by Pixel Witch. He gets taken out by BDM, and BDM takes out Wakanda as well. This might be the end of the payload. This is the final run here as Gas follows up on the cart, and EMU desperately tries to make a play to stop it with rockets, with stacking. But one more push is going to do it. NOC is all but won this here as Flash tries to get a flank on the cart.
Blue team wins.
And Ajax is able to push it that final distance. NOC wins. Map 1. let's go ahead and get the scoreboards up here with NOC, BDN, top scoring for the entire lobby, 5-5-5-6 score there, 38 kills, 27 deaths. Wakanda, 41 kills there. Wow, very well done. And soon enough, we will be heading into our second map. I'm just going to hop into the waiting screen here as we are going. Once again, back in the server, back in the ping advantage for NOC here. I'm assuming this is New York, as that is where most of their players are nearest to. That is also what the ping is giving me. This is going to be a difficult one for EMU to come back through. They have to win this map. I give them the better chances of winning the domination either way. But that performance by NOC just now was difficult to go against, difficult not to recognize the strong performance by NOC and the good chances they have of winning the second map and ending this quarterfinals match after just 2 maps and not going to the control point. EMU has to get their things together, their strategy together, has to be putting in the players, the killers, to win this map. Now we are going to take just a moment to see which map we are going to be playing. Oh, look at that. It is going to be Waterway, which is the map that NOC and EMU played previously. If we remember, NOC won that 3-1, almost going the full 25 minutes. Hopefully EMU has something changed here, as they are also playing at a ping disadvantage. That is going to be a difficult ask here. But I'm excited to see what EMU has in store, or if NOC is going to take the win and move on to the semifinals in a breeze. Looks like M-Dubs is already placing his bets on NOC winning this one, taking this one, probably taking this one even faster than the previous match. That is one thing I hadn't considered, whether or not EMU had the ping advantage last time they did play Waterway. There is some possibility that that is the reason they even survived as long as they did there, in which case the favor is even more for NOC to win this one, since they are playing at ping advantage here, and EMU is well aware of that, doing everything they can to prepare here, keeping Reality Forge and Wakanda and Shigeki swapping out for Druid and Explosive Poet. Waiting for their 5th player to either return or swap out. They they are still retaining Gas, Bughead, BDN, and Ajax Water. It looks like Flash is back. Ready to go. NOC has all 5 of their players. EMU still finishing up the discussions here. In the meantime, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification icon down below. Leave a comment if you so wish. And give me a guess for who you think is going to be taking this map. How many points they will win by and what time you think will be left on the clock. If you are so inclined, any of this will be interesting to me, for sure. Even though my bets are on NOC to win this one, I have seen an out-of-nowhere hat trick before. EMU still has a chance. They still have a map, and they are more than ready to go. NOC is still finishing up their discussions. But in the meantime, maybe we'll give Shingeki a little bit of a hello here. Maybe he knows about the drone grabbing. I'm not sure. Yeah, there we go. We're on Shingeki cam. Oh, we're at tilted Shingeki. Let's get out of that. I do not like that. Alright, it seems like NOC has finished up their discussions and are ready to go. Give a little bit of a caster signal here. And we will get this domination map started. NOC versus EMU on Waterway. Here we go.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Wakanda going to be opening up at the top here with a pistol sniping position. NOC opening up very aggressive here. Both teams grabbing their own base initially. That is a good point that is sometimes missed by teams. In case you get a good opener, a fast opener, forgetting to take your own point can be devastating. NOC in the meantime having a grand old time with BDN on B. Rui snuck into NOC's base, giving EMU more than enough time to get their own base back. And now Explosive Poet is trying to challenge BDN for control of the B button. Takes out BDN, gets taken out themselves, but NOC only just now getting B with a chance for an early countdown. So far off to a very aggressive start, and that is working out well in their favor, as EMU seems to be scrambling to get these dashes to different players and then make their way to B. Bughead in the meantime, not aware that the B button has been grabbed. Ajax Water getting a hit on that button there. Now moving forward into EMU's base. Now it is Explosive Poet on the defense. It seems like EMU is trying to play for time a little bit as they get their bearings here and get used to the ping server swap. You can see a little bit of that extreme ping disadvantage that they have here, but so far EMU is doing very well for themselves. Shingeki getting a good double kill, and they have control of NOC's base, although that button hold is not going to work out. Gas able to get the counter there. EMU is surprising me, honestly. Good headshot by Gas, by the way, all the way across the map. NOC is playing very controlled here. It seemed like they were playing very aggressive, but they're actually playing a little bit too passive, in my opinion, at this point. And it's giving EMU just the opportunities they need to take B and to sneak into NOC's base, which NOC has not been fantastic at the turnaround. NOC is playing very passive. They have tons of players on B and are now moving forward, but now it's up to Gas to defend their base alone, and they get taken out. So now it was Drui in NOC's base. got taken out there, and now it's Drewy on the defense. A couple knock players starting to make their way forward, and it's Flash on the button.
Team countered.
Gets taken out by Shingeki there.
Blue takes
making a
lead.
play for EMU's base, gets taken up by Reality Forge. Good kill with the shotguns there. No countdown for NOC. Not today.
Blue takes A. Red takes A. Red takes
Sniping
B.
by Wakanda, trying to put some pressure on NOC. Not going to let them set up anywhere for free. BDM has been getting some good kills here, though. That's going to make more than enough space for his teammates to move forward and start to get a countdown. Is this going to be a button hold, though? Good hold against Shingeki, just barely getting a counter, and now it's BDM and Flash on the button. Flash gets taken out, BDM gets a kill, but it's not there for the button hold. Will they get taken out? Good kill on Drewy as well. Button hold, a counter. Wakanda getting the kill. Amazing. Well done, EMU. Still alive, despite the aggression and the headshots that NOC have been getting. They've been fairly accurate here. Their disruptors have been very good, but players like Shingeki have the positioning and seem to also have the experience of playing at a ping disadvantage, which NOC may not have at this point. Even though they have the ping advantage, that is still a factor of the difference between both players. It's not an outright advantage if you play your cards right, especially if you pop around corners, as the EMU players are, and as you do a lot on the domination map. There is something to be said for the strength in having a high ping here. And EMU is starting to make that work in their favor. They've got just as many countdowns as NOC has, and have been very good about putting pressure on NOC's base. It seems like NOC's recovery from the pressure of EMU is a little bit better than EMU's has been, but EMU has a very good chance of getting scores here.
Blue takes B.
Wakanda up in the pistol sniping position, and Ajax Water making their way into the basement of EMU. Gets a good kill there. Is taken out by Bluey, who is trying to solo hold NOC's base. Explosive Poet, the last one left alive in NOC's base, as Shingeki makes their way through the basement. It's taken out by Gast, who is aware of where they were positioned and is now on the defensive, trying to take out a player who seems to have disappeared. Good kill on Shingeki there, and now it's a countdown for NOC, and all but white for EMU. No counter there. NOC scores the first point. But that was really back and forth. If EMU plays their cards right, they have a chance to turn this around, even though it's only been 6 minutes up to this point. There's still plenty of time to tie the scores up and start to get it in their advantage. I want to see a control point here, or rather a double control point here, as you will get a control point on each home server. Shingeki getting a good play into NOC's base. Not getting that last dash is really going to hurt them as they try to grab that health. No players from Red Team go and disrupt Shingeki, who is still alive in NOC's basement. Gets a good kill there. And now Reality Forge ready to back up their teammate. The countdown starts. Flash at the button, grabbing both of EMU's dashes, not hitting EMU's base. NOC seems to have figured something out as they get a button hold here and a second score. It is not looking good for EMU. NOC has gotten the swing of things, and they are on their way to their third and final point. EMU cannot let NOC get another score like that. They have to play aggressive. They have to keep NOC looking every which way, because as soon as they get into EMU's place, EMU really seems to struggle with the clear. We might see a little bit of that now. Shingeki in the bottom left, in NOC's base, grabs that dash. Flash starting to score for NOC. A good counter by Wakanda, a good kill by Wakanda as well, looking for that last NOC player. Takes out Bughead. One more player in EMU's base. Good kill on Ajax Water, grabs a dash, and now Wakanda is moving forward to the B button and is in NOC's base. Gets taken out by Bughead and their fellow teammate. NOC moving forward, calm, cool, collected. They have their own base. They have EMU's base, had EMU's base. They have some players in there for sure, and they're going to get countdown as they grab the B button. And it seems like this might end up being a score, if not for the fact that EMU had B that entire time. Good counter on the part of EMU. Wakanda now moving forward on the high ground. Let's contend with 2 pistol snipers over on NOC's side. Move forward towards EMU's base, but a lot of aggression out of NOC allows for EMU to at least have an opportunity to get a countdown that is not going to turn into a score. However, now it is up to EMU to take their own base back as they continue this aggression in NOC's base. NOC has not had the opportunity to go and counter on B. Good kill by Reality Forge here? Yes, yes indeed. The countdown from NOC, not going to last. That's Reality Forge on the defensive, taken out by BDM, who is setting up, BDN rather, setting up to disrupt any EMU players trying to lead spawn, trying to move forward towards B, as it seems to be something that NOC is struggling with. Getting a countdown and then preventing EMU from moving forward to that B button. They're going to have to change their strategy a little bit if they want to lock in this 3rd point anytime within the next century. In the meanwhile, EMU very good about dashing past those disruptive NOC players and countering in just the right place. There's a double hold on EMU's button. Is this going to be the last score? No, it is not. Another counter. 3 EMU players left alive. Only 2 left alive. Reality Forge, Wakanda get the counter and clear their own base. They're trying to take out Ajax Water, who's the last NOC player left alive in EMU's base, but who is making a killing of it. Good kill by Drewy, gets the counter. Still another NOC player left alive. EMU is struggling to get this clear in a timely fashion, and that is allowing NOC just enough time to continue this aggression, to keep the pressure on, which is exactly what you want to be doing on a map like Waterway. And now, NOC is a very strong holding position on EMU's base. Shigeki struggling to get that counter there, and now it's Ajax Water versus Wakanda. Wakanda able to take out that NOC player, and now NOC has all but cleared their base. Wakanda looking for the dash. It gets stolen from them, but EMU had B just long enough to get the counter. Once again, they are surviving on scraps, but they are surviving. Will this be the end of it? However, good counter there by Reality Forge. Now 3 more EMU players left alive. A countdown for NOC ends up with their 3rd and final point. NOC wins this match of the Walker quarterfinals. Well done, NOC. We can go ahead and take a look at the end scores here. NOC winning 3-0 against EMU. Wakanda on EMU, getting top kills and top score for their team. 19 kills, 27 deaths, 6,500 score. Flash, not top killing on their team. Top scoring for sure. A lot of button presses there. BDN getting the top kills with 37 for their team. Well done, NOC. Well done, EMU. That being said, that is going to be it for today. NOC wins the first 2 maps and moves on to the semifinals for Walker Tier. EMU is eliminated. Thank you all for attending this exciting match. Be sure to check out the other matches we have going on this weekend. And I'll see you all next time.